88. Partly sunny, less humid Friday, the high 85. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Drew Shannon on News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY.
85 and cloudy at News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY. Our top story. A news conference was held this morning outside Troy City Hall by the group Justice for Demeke, the organization that was behind Sunday's rally in the city that drew more than 10,000 people. Group leaders want to end police brutality and are critical of Troy Mayor Patrick Madden's recently announced Police Objective Review Board.
It's not enough that you appoint people, and he's known this for 2 years. And he just came out yesterday with an 8-people review board. No disrespect to those people, but if you don't come from our hoods in Troy, and you're not representing us.
The group Justice for Demeke was formed in Troy after the 2017 shooting of Demeke McDonald, who was injured by police after a traffic stop. A grand jury found that shooting was justified. The House Judiciary Committee holding a hearing today on police brutality. The hearing comes as a response to the recent protests sparked by the death of George Floyd. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is working on a proposal to address racial discrimination and police brutality. Scott is the only African-American member of the Senate Republican caucus. In Richmond, Virginia, a group used rope last night to pull down the monument to Christopher Columbus. The statue was then dumped into a lake. One speaker at the demonstration said white supremacy can't be fought without recognizing the continent's earliest victims. Columbus has been tied to the deaths of indigenous people upon colonization. In Syracuse, thousands of people have signed a petition for the removal of a Columbus statue in the downtown area. A shooting overnight in Troy is under investigation. The incident happened in the area of Jefferson Street and the William Street alley around 1 this morning. A house was hit, but the occupants were not at home, so there were no injuries within. However, shortly later, Samaritan Hospital called police to report a victim shot outside that location. The victim was reportedly uncooperative with police. In Albany last evening, 2 people were shot. Police have indicated that at least one of them was not the intended target. Both of them are recovering. No arrests so far. In Schenectady, police are investigating an overnight vandalism spree that resulted in 8 businesses with their windows pockmarked by either a BB or a pellet gun. Most of the store locations that were hit were on J Street. The Republican Party has tentatively chosen to host most of its convention events in Jacksonville, Florida this August. Rick Hoschel has details.
The Washington Post cites 3 GOP sources who've been briefed on the plans. Republicans originally planned to hold their entire convention in Charlotte. Party leaders decided to move the biggest events, including President Trump's speech, because North Carolina's governor wouldn't allow the arena to have a full crowd to avoid the spread of coronavirus. Orlando was also mentioned as a possible host city. Rick Hoschel, NBC News Radio.
Big screens are preparing to show movies again. AMC Entertainment announcing they hope to be fully open. The theater chain has lost $2.2 billion since being shut down. No exact date for reopening has been set. The Adirondack Balloon Festival is canceled this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. The festival was originally scheduled for September. The Balloon Festival is expected to return in 2021. Albany police say a black bear was spotted wandering through the city after 1 o'clock this afternoon near South Manning Boulevard and Keeler Drive. Animal control is in the area, still looking for the bear. Police say no one should approach the bear if they see it. And the Federal Reserve is holding steady on interest rates, keeping them at 0 or near 0 until the economic damage done by the pandemic is over. The board announced today it'll keep its benchmark overnight rate in a target range of 0.25%. President Trump and some economists have urged the Fed to go to negative interest rates, as some other countries have done. However, Chairman Jerome Powell has said in the past that they are unlikely to take that step. WGY News Time is 3:06. Our next news update at 3:30. I'm Diane Donato. The Sean Hannity Show is next on News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY. The Capital Region's breaking news, traffic, and weather station.
WGY News brought to you by Fagan Associates.
Dealing with extreme muscle and joint discomfort? Want to try something better than CBD? Go to betterthancbd.com now. Want to try the best relief on the market today? Go to betterthancbd.com right now. Want proof it's the best? Go to betterthancbd.com and get your free supply now and get all the proof you need. This one-of-a-kind joint and muscle cream is loaded with over 3,000 milligrams of powerful whole plant CBD and superior targeting beta-caryophyllene, plus menthol for immediate relief. Our triple action formula penetrates deep, absorbs fast, and soothes on contact. Don't wait. Go to betterthancbd.com now and live life again without extreme muscle and joint soreness. Don't take our word for it. Prove it for yourself by entering this limit.
Pitches to the most improbable and amazing comeback in the history of sports. Then he had 2 years later the White Sox overcoming their curse. Like, baseball was big. And the reason it was able to be so big was not just Yankees and Red Sox and the size of the markets, but because the NBA was in hard times. The NBA's superstars, their best players, Kobe wasn't yet old enough and was kind of immature. And Rasheed Wallace, who of guys who were very in the post-Jordan era, was a vacuum, and it sucked everything down. And what got pumped up was Major League Baseball. And now they're sitting there fighting over, have you guys ever been to Kohl's? I like Kohl's a great deal. Because, now Kohl's is one of those places where saying you're having a sale doesn't mean anything because everything's on sale. And you get these flyers but this is like you go to Kohl's, and there's a sign 30 to 40% off everything. And then you go and get some socks, and I buy new socks more than most human beings. I was asked, what do you want for Father's Day? Throw out all my socks and just buy me some new socks. That feels good to me. Really? Yeah, honestly, it's a really good gift. But you go to the sock aisle, and it'll say 30% off, your Nike cut socks, whatever. And then you have a coupon, but the coupon only applies if it's 25% off or less. You're sitting there trying to get socks for free, and they're like, look, we're going to give you the socks at a discount rate. We can't do 50% on the top of 25%. What is the point of opening a store if we're just going to give stuff away? And you're haggling back and forth because technically you're right. They do all match off coupons, but they're still technically you're wrong. There's a little fine print, and you miss it by 5%. All of these things. You want the socks? Buy the socks. At a discount rate. That's baseball. You want baseball? This is what we're going to do. And with every passing day, you lose games, you lose money. Would it be as much money as you thought you were going to make? No. There's a time here for some emotional intelligence. There's a time here to take a breath, look around and go, 40 million people out of work. People are dying for sports on TV. MLS is coming back. Golf is back. What do? We're an outside sport where guys don't really come together and don't have to come together. There's another country that's playing the professional sport already, has been doing so for a month and a half on national TV, and we're farting around about 25% off the already reduced rate. Look, it sucks. Suck it up. And I understand what Major League Baseball's owners and players are trying to do. They're trying to set precedent, especially the players. Like, hey, we got a CBA negotiation coming up. This was going to be a long fight. Let's fight this now. I can't tell you that I'm not a political science major. I don't know a ton about politics. I'm not going to argue about all the issues with the with the voting yesterday in Georgia and other places. But what I do know is I think what both sides, especially the players, are trying to do is what happens with bills when they go to Congress. Do you guys know what pork is? And no, I'm not talking about a pork shoulder, which if you smoke, it becomes super yummy. You can make it into, you can make it into the best meat possible. Now I'm talking about pork chops. Pork is a name given to things that people add on to bills in order to get them to sway the vote. For example, like you're trying to get, trying to get people, the governor of Nebraska, to pass a piece of legislation. You throw in some bone for corn farmers. okay, corn farmers are getting additional subsidy if this XYZ, which has nothing to do with the actual bill itself. The bill standing on its own needs one or two other guys, so they add in what's called pork in order to sway the vote and get somebody like, hey, this vote may not mean a ton to you, but we can make it mean something to you and your constituents. Here you go. That's what the MLBPA is trying to do. Like, look, we understand this is a bad deal, but if we give into this now, it's going to hurt us later. So we don't ever want to do the rev share thing because we don't want to do the rev share in the future. They're trying to throw in pork. Instead of, hey, let's just play games, let's negotiate the rate, let's negotiate what happens if we let fans in the stands, we don't have fans in the stands, and oh yeah, by the way, let's also pay attention, keen attention. Let's also pay attention to the playoffs, because that's where the real money is. All right, coming up next, there are 3 teams in the NFL who should be worried about their upcoming season based upon what this former quarterback, a Hall of Famer, had to say yesterday on national radio. I'll tell you what that is next.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. These are the times when you need to say it. You just have to listen to why other people would be so passionate about it. These are the times when you just feel it.
You can't be worried about what people are saying when we're talking about right or wrong.
Yeah, and when those times come, we're the ones who will help you along the way. We're Fox Sports Radio.
You've heard us talking about hymns and how they're helping guys look their best. If you haven't yet, it's time to see what they're all about. 66% of men start losing their hair by the age of 35. And once you've noticed thinning hair, it can start to be too late. The best way to prevent more subscription is appropriate. Offer valid only if prescribed. 3-month minimum subscription. Additional restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Remember, that's fourhims.com/allball5.
How much money would you like to save just by doing something you're already doing? How about 40%? With Allstate, safe drivers can save 40% just by doing something they're already doing. Driving safe. That's right, 40% just by driving safe. Visit Allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote today and see just how much you can save when you drive safe with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Savings vary based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
For 95 years, Saya LTL Freight has hit the road to deliver the goods that keep businesses and communities moving. Now, in this uncertain time, we won't stop going that extra mile, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together for the long haul. Saya LTL Freight, driving stability, safety, support, and strength. Visit Saya.com. That's SAIA.com.
This report is sponsored by Stress Balls De-Stressing Gummies.
Here looking at good rides, top to bottom on 787, and it looks like a good ride coast to coast on alternate 7 as well. Howard City Bridge, a little sluggish on the eastbound side in Detroit. I-90, a good ride from East Greenbush right to and across the Richard Island Bridge, and out towards Carl Lane, and not bad north and south on the northwest. From the WGY Price Chopper Market 32 Traffic Center, I'm Mike Barker.
Stressed out? Try Stress Ball De-Stressing Gummies. Eat a couple and you'll feel like... Keep taking Stress Balls gummies, and eventually your world feels like... Become a Stress Baller with Stress Balls Gummy Supplements.
iHeartMedia is teaming up with CEFCU and News 10 ABC to ensure that no neighbor goes hungry. We're partnering with local community organizations to physically put food in the hands of those who need it most. Donate now, and CEFCU will match the first $100,000 raised. It's easy to help, and 100% of your donation goes directly to the people in need in our community. Visit CEFCU.com/no-neighbor-hungry to donate today.
Did you know that sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best, but taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day. Father's Day may feel a little different this year, but it's important to show Dad you care. At Kohl's, save on gifts he'll love, like seasoned polos, kitchen electrics, and anti-gravity chairs with an extra 20 or 15% off, plus an extra $10 off your Father's Day purchase of $50 or more. You don't have to spend a lot to say thanks, Dad. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Offers valid June 11th through 21st. 10 off 50 with promo code DAD10. 15 or 20% off with promo code SAVEMORE. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The iHeartRadio app now has over 300,000 of the best podcasts from around the globe, making us #1 for podcasts. We're making it super easy for you to find what you're looking for. Dive into just about anything.
Zapping man.
It's the best way to find new podcasts.
The new episode hits, you let me know right away.
I got it from radio, but I love podcasts, and I discovered that they have all of them. They got it all.
iHeartRadio did it.
And of course, it's all free. Your music, your stations are now #1 for podcasts.
My name is Latoy Adams. I served in the Army, being with Paralyzed Veterans of America. They have shown me so much is possible.
I'm Sean Kessler, served in the United States. Life. I am unstoppable because Paralyzed Veterans of America is on my side. We
Are unstoppable.
learn more at pva.org. You think you're dealing with drug poisoning, chemical poisoning, food poisoning? Call the Poison Helpline first for fast, free advice from medical professionals. 222-1222. Anytime, anywhere. Save the number, save a life. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fox Sports 980 and 95.9 FM. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Broadcasting live from the studios of Fox Sports Radio. Here's Doug Gottlieb.
The Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. I thought this was interesting. I was listening to The Herd yesterday. Get Warren Moon on. Love Warren Moon. Always been good to me, great player. He threw a football so well, I swear to you, looked like the ball got longer, right? It was like such an incredible spiral. This is Warren Moon and The Herd talking about older quarterbacks and arm strength issues late in the season.
I still think it's remarkable what Tom is doing, and he's still playing really good football, but I can see, especially as it gets later into the season, with their age, and that's something I started to see in my career when I got older, that I didn't have that same pop in my arm, and a lot of it has to do with your legs, because you just become fatigued over the course of a whole season.
So, I think it's fascinating, and it does. We've told you this before, right? We've told you this, that this is going to be an issue. This has been an issue for Breeze. Last year he didn't play for 5 games in the middle of the season, so he was fresher, he was rested. He still didn't play particularly well in the playoffs. Go back and look at Brett Favre when he was with the Vikings. Not the year where things fell apart, but the year before when they lost to the Saints. Like, he missed on a ton of throws. He got worse, didn't get better. So, yeah, I completely understand what Warren Moon is saying. Completely. And I think it's not just, everybody's talking about Tom Brady, everybody's talking about Drew Brees. Phillip Rivers is a perfect example of that last year. Like, Phillip Rivers should never have that many turnovers, but if you watch, it was because, people, he didn't feel like he could step in with his offensive line. That's not true. Have that arm in those big three. You have same as 10 years ago or 15 years ago? No, because guys take better care of themselves. They're eating better, they're sleeping better, there's, a lot more training, whatever. But there's just a volume of pros where at some point you're in your 40s and your arm starts to peter out a little bit. Let's get you to Dan Byer, find out what else is going on. TV, what do you got, man?
Yeah, Reggie Bush is back at USC.
I was excited. This has been something I've dreamed of for a long time.
The disassociation ban is now over after 10 years. Yeah, 10 years ago to this day, the NCAA Committee on Infractions gave the sanctions to the school in Bush after he accepted improper benefits. Now, a change to the penalty in 2017 allowed that penalty to expire after 10 years, as it was originally a permanent banishment. In a statement to Bush, USC President Carol Foltz wrote, quote, "I am pleased to inform you that all restrictions and prohibitions on your involvement in our athletics program are officially removed, and you will be afforded the privileges and courtesies extended to all Trojan football alumni," end quote. O.J. Mayo, former USC hoopster, also allowed to associate with the school once again. MLS will resume.
Is Mayo in jail?
I'm not sure if he's in jail. I know that there was some...
He's hit some hard times.
Yeah. The MLS will resume their season July 8th in Orlando, as the league will hold a World Cup-style tournament featuring all 26 clubs. 54 matches will be played over 35 days with no fans in Orlando to determine the champion for the final on August 11th. Following the union's proposal of an 89-game schedule, the Athletic reports that Major League Baseball owners will likely send a counter-proposal. Nova Wallace will drop the number 43 car tonight with a special Black Lives Matter design at Martinsville. The Blue Emo Maximum Pain Relief 500, easy for me to say, is on Fox Sports 1 at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Doug, back to you.
Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. We're going to get Sam Monson on in a second. Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus had this as an explanation for leaving Aaron Rodgers off the top 50 list. There was a debate internally as to who the final quarterback on the list would be, Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson. And while Rodgers certainly has the better and more extensive resume, it feels like the two players are moving in opposite directions right now. While Watson stars on the rise, Rodgers has become even more evidently part of the problem in Green Bay. And his own team spent the offseason laying plans to minimize his role in 2020 and replace him beyond that. With a dominant game in the playoffs and just...
I went back and forth on whether Rodgers should be there, and specific, whether he should be there above Deshaun Watson. And, we just felt that those two quarterbacks, they're kind of in a similar place right now, but they feel like quarterbacks trending in the opposite direction. Watson is just getting better year on year. Really, for 80% of the time, is right up there with the very best quarterbacks in the NFL. But he's still prone to those occasional bad games that, Russell Wilson used to have and then was able to weed out of his game. Whereas Rodgers is almost heading in the opposite direction. Late last season, he wasn't playing well at all, except for that first playoff game. And there's just been a growing consensus that he is, a bigger and a bigger part of the problem in Green Bay. And even the way that team has gone about.
Or remote estimates for painting the outside or inside of your home. You can just show them from your phone what you want painted. Your local CertaPro painters will adhere to all recommended precautions to keep your family and their painting crews safe. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro painters, proven and trusted experts in painting.
It's Powerball Wednesday. Don't have a ticket yet? Jackpocket will fix that. Download the Jackpocket app to play official New Jersey State Lottery games on your phone. Use code RADIO and get a free Mega Millions ticket. Jackpocket players have won over $100 million without leaving their house. It's easy. Download the Jackpocket app, create an account, use code RADIO, and get your free ticket. Stay home, play, win, Jackpocket. Must be 18 or older to play. Please visit jackpocket.com/POS for full terms of service.
A better tomorrow starts today with Wendy's breakfast. A tomorrow that says they can, not they can't. Here we do not ask what will tomorrow hold, but rather what will you hold tomorrow. A breakfast baconator, a honey butter chicken biscuit, a sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, a frosty chino. Buy any of these 4 Wendy's breakfast bakers and get another for just $1. Tomorrow's looking good. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Valid for item looking for a lesser value. Cannot be combined in combo or any other offer.
Progressive makes bundling easy and multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. Care One and the Strauss family would like to dedicated staff, along with all of our public servants who have continued to rise to the occasion during these challenging times. Your tireless efforts have not gone unnoticed and are greatly appreciated today and every day. WCBS News Time is 3:28. Traffic and weather together on the 8th is sponsored by Care One. Trust in their care. Here's Jim Feldman.
And Linda, southbound side of Cross Island Parkway by Belmont Park, an accident has at least a lane blocked, and it's also causing delays going back towards the Grand Central Parkway. The LIE just can't seem to have a break today. Of course, there was an eastbound crash by the Clearview Expressway that has since been cleared, and the delay is going all the way back to the BQE, but is still jammed up from the BQE out towards the fairgrounds. There is a new accident there at the fairgrounds, and it is the right lane that is blocked with that. Trouble also continues in the Bronx northbound side of the D and jammed up between the RFK and the Cross Bronx. Southbound delays getting through the 230s. You got an ongoing accident cleanup there, and the right lane is still blocked with that. To the outbound George, it'll be about a half an hour on the westbound Cross Bronx. To the outbound Lincoln, it's about 10 to 15. The outbound side of the Holland Tunnel is also about 10 to 15 minutes. Still have the long delays on the eastbound side of I-80, and Jim called us in the Mavis Discount Tire traffic tip line to let us know the delays. 19. They go all the way to exit 25. That is ongoing road work there that has a lane blocked. Here's meteorologist Bob Larson in the WCBS Weather Center.
Quite humid tonight across the area, partly to mostly cloudy. Generally rain-free as we begin this evening, but some areas seeing a shower thunderstorm later tonight, low at 71. Humid tomorrow, clouds, limited sun, a couple of showers and thunderstorms, potentially a heavy thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's high right around 80 degrees. Still could be a shower thunderstorm tomorrow evening, then turning partly cloudy late tomorrow night, low 68. Looking at the Friday, mostly sunny and warm, but less humid. Friday's high 84 and trending cooler as we get to the weekend. A mix of sun and clouds. Saturday high about 80 degrees. Maybe a shower or two. Sunday high 76. 72 in Belfort. 88 in Caldwell. It's 81 in Midtown. Headed to a low tonight of 71.
More than just the headlines. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
The brother of George Floyd appeared before Congress today asking lawmakers to make sure his brother's death was not in vain. Haircuts in salons and barbershops and outdoor dining all allowed on Long Island today as it enters phase 2 of its reopening. New York lawmakers have voted to repeal 50A, the law that kept police disciplinary records secret. And Governor Cuomo announced the main entrance of LaGuardia Airport's newly renovated Terminal B will open Saturday. It's 82 degrees, sunny, a little humid in Manhattan on this Wednesday, June 10th. Good afternoon. I'm Linda Lopez. WCBS News Time is 3:31. The brother of George Floyd was on Capitol Hill today, appearing before Congress, one day after his brother was laid to rest. CBS News correspondent Bill Rakoff joins us now. Bill, his brother made an emotional plea before Congress today. What did he have to say?
Floyd telling members of Congress that they have a responsibility, as you said, to make sure that George Floyd's death at the hands of Minneapolis police was not in vain. He said over and over again that he's tired and his family is tired of the pain. He cited the fact that people from all backgrounds have come together, from all races, all religions, to demand change in policing and make law enforcement what he said was the solution and not the problem. And he basically said, lawmakers, this is your time. George Floyd's name is known all over the world. He says this is the chance to make your names known as well. And he said, look, this is 2020. Enough is enough, is what he said.
And why had Congress convened the hearing? What was the overall purpose of the hearing?
Well, this was a response directly to the death of George Floyd, talking about racial profiling and other issues with race and policing. And it was also a chance to highlight the bill that was introduced by Democrats this week, policing reform, that has a number of calls in it, not just banning chokeholds across the country, but there are provisions in it to even reduce the military style presence in policing. In other words, maybe take away some of their weapons, their tactical vehicles, unless it's an absolute emergency. There's been some pushback on that. But at this moment, And Matt Gaetz, for instance, who is one of the Republican pit bulls for the administration in the House, and normally doesn't have any good thing to say about Democrats, he praised their Representative Karen Bass for discussion here, and he says, I think we can get through an agreement here that'll get through here, the Senate, and get to the president's desk. So you're getting some response from Republicans that they may be willing to at least negotiate heavily on this bill.
At least some bipartisan support. That's CBS News correspondent Bill Rykoff with the latest from Washington, D.C. And it was an exciting day for many business owners on Long Island today with the Phase 2 reopening. WCBS's Sophia Hall joins Long Island. We will come back to her. WCBS News Time is
to take a break from
cooking grease and wet wipes and lots of other stuff. You can keep
disposable masks, gloves, and disinfecting wipes belong in the trash.
T-Mobile and Sprint are joining forces to power your business. We're building a 5G network that will deliver unprecedented reach and reliability and the highest capacity in history. With more coverage and more bandwidth to keep your employees connected, you'll get the largest and most reliable network at an unbeatable price. T-Mobile for Business. Visit T-MobileForBusiness.com to learn more.
Everyone is wondering whether college classes will return to normal or stay online this fall. But if your student has a learning difference like dyslexia, ADHD, or autism, will either option be good enough? If your student became distracted, overloaded, or fell behind when learning online, take a look at what Landmark College has to offer, both online and on their campus, based in rural Vermont. They've been using online technology to teach students with learning differences for years. Just like the residential program, their online model takes a high-touch, team-based approach, proven to help them unlock their learning potential. Traditional colleges are not always designed to work effectively with students who have learning differences. They often fail to provide the executive function, coaching, social pragmatic support that can help a neurodivergent student succeed. This summer or fall, whether you plan to study online or on campus, look to the global leader in LD college education, Landmark College. Visit landmark.edu to learn more today. That's landmark.edu.
WCBS News Time and WCBS's Sophia Hall joins us now. You heard from the Nassau County Executive, and she's already looking ahead to Phase 3.
Inside restaurant dining right now, only outside dining is allowed. You can get a tattoo in Phase 3, and your nails done. I know a lot of people are waiting for that one. And going back to that outdoor dining, I was in downtown Huntington, saw a lot of people outside. The tables were filled up, and they were 6 feet apart, and people were just excited to kind of bring back some normalcy.
But Curran said some business owners do not have good financial news.
Yeah, that's correct. The business owners and managers that I spoke with tell me they have brought back or will bring back all the employees, but Curran says that's not completely what she's heard. She's spoken to some owners who say the past 3 months have hit them so hard financially, they cannot bring back all of the employees anytime soon.
And we're hearing now that county pools will also get the green light to reopen?
Yeah, that's so exciting. 4 pools in the county will reopen on July 3rd, perfect for that super steaming hot weather at that time of year. And Curran says it will be for county residents only because the capacity will only be at 50% for, of course, safety reasons.
And WCBS reporter Sophia Hall with the latest from Long Island. WCBS News Time is 3:38. Time now for traffic and weather together on the 8th. It's sponsored by landmark.edu. We head over to Jim Feldman.
And then we head over to the Bronx. Delays continue southbound side of the Egan Expressway between Washington Parkway and 230th Street. That's where an accident still blocks that right lane. You've also got delays on the northbound 95 section of the Bruckner getting up towards Pelham Parkway and the Bruckner Expressway northbound. Delays between the RFK and the Hunts Point Avenue drawbridge. East side of Manhattan, trouble on the FDR northbound. A crash by 53rd. We see on Waze the center lane blocked with that one. Northbound Henry Hudson Parkway slowing down now from 125th to the outbound side of George Washington Bridge. You've also got that protest scheduled to start at Washington Square Park at 4 o'clock, and they will march on 5th Avenue towards Bryant Park, and also at 7 o'clock near Gracie Mansion. There's a visual scheduled as well. Into Queens, eastbound LIE, you still have a crash at the fairgrounds. However, even though it's been moved down to the shoulder, it is just bumper to bumper coming away from the B2E. And delays also continue southbound side of the Cross Island Parkway between the Grand Central and Belmont Park, and that's because of a crash there that's got the lane blocked. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away on WCBS.
Time for our weather forecast now. Here's meteorologist Bob Larson.
Sticky tonight and partly to mostly cloudy with a shower and thunderstorm around late at night, low 71. Clouds, limited sun tomorrow, even with a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Any of these can be heavy. Tomorrow's high at 80, and there's still going to be a shower and thunderstorm early tomorrow night, partial clearing. Late tomorrow night, low 68. Turning in mostly sunny on Friday. It'll be warm, but with lower humidity. High Friday, 84. Not as warm Saturday. A mix of sun and clouds at a high near 80.
And right now in Manhattan, sunny skies, it's 82 degrees. WCBS News Time is 3:40. A former federal judge who's charged with reviewing the Justice Department's motion to dismiss the charges against Michael Flynn says Flynn should be sentenced for lying and committing perjury. Former U.S. District Judge John Gleeson accused the DOJ today of irregular conduct to benefit an ally of the president. Lori Levinson is a former federal prosecutor and law professor at Loyola Law School.
One of the more unusual things that Judge Gleeson does is actually cite from the president's own tweets and says it's these tweets that identify that close relationship between the president and Flynn and give the real reason that the government wants to dismiss this case. Not because there are any, quote, serious arguments in favor of dismissal.
Gleeson recommended that the judge handling Flynn's case deny the motion to dismiss. Well, President Trump is said to be eager to return to the campaign trail despite the continued spread of the coronavirus. CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
A trailer-style video produced by the Trump campaign promises the return of rallies this month. The president hasn't held forth in front of a packed arena since early March. It's still not clear when or where the first rally amid the pandemic will take place, whether it will be inside or outside, or whether there will be any efforts to enforce or even encourage mask wearing. But we're told a drive-in rally has been rolled out, as has a Voters for Trump flotilla.
CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy. WCBS News Time is 3:41.
It may not be stomach issues. For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out. No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable. But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms. Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
WCBS News Time is 3:42. Baseball players and owners remain at odds and far apart on a deal to get the 2020 season off the ground. The players made a counter-offer yesterday calling for an 89-game season and full prorated salary, as opposed to the owner's plan for 76 games and 50% guaranteed prorated salary. The baseball draft goes on tonight. It's only 5 rounds this year, with round 1 this evening. The Tigers have the number 1 pick overall. The Mets have the 19th pick tonight. The Yankees 28th. Claudell Washington has passed away at the age of 65. Washington played for both the Mets and Yankees, among others, during his 17-year career, in which he was a 2-time All-Star. WCBS News Time is 3:43.
Go ahead, Amy. I'm listening. Where can I find some hand sanitizer and toilet paper? Did you hear me? Sorry, Amy. I'm a bit under the weather these days. How can that be? I've been practicing my social distancing. Are you kidding? There's no way I can keep 6 feet away from you. Whatever your hands touch ends up growing all over me. That makes sense. Keeping my
phone clean is just as important as washing my hands. Will you please do me a favor and finally get me a phone soap? Without one, I'm afraid it's only a matter of time before I get you sick too.
Phone soap is the clinically proven and EPA-certified way to clean your phone, watches, and whatever else fits inside. In 10 minutes or less, phone soap cleans using UV light so it won't damage your screen like liquids or chemicals. Phone soap safely kills 99.99% of all germs and bacteria, including the cold and flu virus. It's trusted and used by healthcare professionals everywhere. Demand for phone soap is at an all-time high. Go to phonesoap.com and use code NYC to secure a spot on our pre-order list and receive free shipping. Go to phonesoap.com. Phonesoap.com today.
Optimum's here to keep you connected throughout the workday, the school day, and the play day with high-speed internet. Get 300 meg internet from Optimum for just $39.99 a month for 1 year. With no annual contract and a 30-day money-back guarantee, get the bandwidth to stay connected. Visit Optimum.com today to find out more.
For new residential customers, taxes, fees, and restrictions apply, not transferable, and not available in all areas. Must maintain all services at required level to maintain promo pricing. Advertised speed for wired connections up to 300 megs. Wi-Fi speeds may vary. See Optimum.com for details.
Link Home Care provides unparalleled home care 24/7 to those in need. They are not just another agency. Link is family, serving all 5 boroughs to make the transition to home care smooth and easy for everyone. Visit linkhomecare.com to learn more. Link Home Care. You gotta think Link. You're never more than 15 minutes from the big stories on WCBS.
Good afternoon. I'm Linda Lopez. 3 things to know at 3:45. 1, Phase 2 of Long Island's opening is underway. Yet. 2 and 3. It was called the Third World Airport by then Vice President Joe Biden, but this weekend, flyers will get a look at a brand new departure and arrival hall at Terminal B of LaGuardia Airport. Governor Cuomo presided over the ribbon cutting today, and WCBS reporter Peter Haskell was there. Peter, what's different about this terminal?
More space for security, more space for your baggage claim. There's an expanded consent lounge. And the place brighter. I mean, the old LaGuardia Terminal B was frankly a dump, and it was dark and dingy. This is brighter. It's been spruced up with public art, including a dancing fountain with colored lights.
Yeah, you would not have called the old terminal hall bright. Well, the governor used this as Exhibit A in terms of building large-scale projects. What did he have to say about that?
The fact is, everybody knows the economy is slowed because of the pandemic. A lot of people are out of work due to less traffic on the roads. And the governor sees this as an opportunity to build large-scale projects. It would help jumpstart the economy. It would do work that needs to be done. Now he says it's the time to do it. Fewer people are out. More people need jobs. The time is right, according to Governor Cuomo.
Well, every day, Governor Cuomo has a briefing about coronavirus, but we didn't hear much about that from him today, did we?
Right, and that speaks volumes, and things are definitely getting better. All the metrics the state has been tracking have been coming down. That is a good sign. The positive test rate we talked about a little bit, that is under 2%. That is a good sign. But one thing the governor stresses, when you're not out of the woods yet, he's really urging people who are going out to stores, outdoor dining, and things like that, maintain social distancing, wear a mask, wash or sanitize your hands, be smart, and he's asking people to make sure we don't have a spike, which is what is happening in some of the other states.
It's WCBS reporter Peter Haskell with the latest from Governor Cuomo. WCBS News Time is 3:48. Time now for traffic and weather. Together on the 8th, it's sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy. And here's Jim Feldman.
And Linda, still have those delays on the FDR northbound between 23rd Street up to 53rd Street. That's an accident in that center lane. Southbound delays too, starting at around 96, getting down towards the 59th Street Bridge. Westside Highway is moving well. Back to the FDR, just seeing some delays now building up on the southbound side as you're getting out of the ramp to the Brooklyn Bridge. It's still bumper to bumper across the Brooklyn Bridge into Brooklyn, and also the Battery Tunnel had delays into Manhattan. That was stemming from an earlier disabled vehicle in the tube, which has since been cleared, and it was quickly cleared away, but damage done. Delays starting on the Gowanus heading towards Manhattan at the Battery Tunnel. Into Queens, it is jammed up on the LIE between the BQE and the Fairgrounds, where
should still be county. It is a smooth ride. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away in WCBS.
Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take
mostly odds limited sun. To dry weather on Friday, we'll see sunny 72 in Ultimo. It's 88 degrees in Plainfield. It's 82 in Midtown, headed to a low temperature tonight. It's 71.
Is slow for New York City, hit hard by the pandemic and the violent protests that have left some neighborhoods badly damaged. WCBS reporter Marla Diamond has been looking into the recovery in Union Square, and she spoke with the CEO of Bread's Bakery, Jonathan Floman, about Phase 1.
Does Phase 1 phase you at all?
It does. Hopefully for us, but we do really hope to see more people out in the streets and feel comfortable going to our stores.
The neighborhood has changed. It's been affected by the pandemic and then by some violent protests, and a lot of things are boarded up.
I mean, it's tough to see our neighbors suffering. It affects people, and I really hope that now that there's no curfew, Phase 1, people feel more comfortable, we'll get to see more people outside.
Are you seeing more traffic in Union Square?
I think the traffic has come up in the past month, regardless to Phase 1. We see more people in the market. I was on the market last Wednesday, or 2 Wednesdays ago, and it felt like normal. Besides the mask, the market was very occupied, and people felt very comfortable to go. I really think that the Union Square Green Market is attracting a lot of people now outside the neighborhood, and we enjoy it. I think people need to get used to the situation, and within the next 2 weeks we'll see a change.
How much business did you lose in the pandemic?
I mean, I don't want to go into numbers, but it affected us tremendously. We've been open for the entire thing, and we really tried to stay here for our first and foremost our employees and our customers, obviously, and we get it. It's tough. So it was tough for us here. Everyone did everything.
You've been busy yourself.
Absolutely. Making coffee, doing deliveries myself, helping in the counters, in the back, making food in the back, everything that our hands can do. We've always been optimistic, and Bread is a strong organization. We have amazing employees and amazing guests, and we'll get through.
Please set up the transfer TWU Local 100 to win this fight for hazard pay for translation on the job.
Into a conversation, Spanish skills in real life. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com or download the Babbel app. That's BABBEL.com.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up, like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines. And the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
WCBS News Time 3:55. Time for Money News now. Here's Bloomberg's Tracy Junkie.
Linda, 5 minutes from a closing bell milestone, the NASDAQ is up 85 points at a record 10,040. The Dow is down 205 points. The S&P is down 10. The 737 MAX was Boeing's best-selling jet until 2 of the jets crashed, and regulators around the world grounded the MAX. More than a year later, Boeing is preparing for a test flight that will mark a major step in the MAX's return to service. Bloomberg News reports Boeing is targeting late June. With Money News at 25 and 55 on WCBS, I'm Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Now you can bank anywhere you see NYCB. With over 160 branches locally, New York Community Bank operates through the
every donation. The investment management business of Prudential, with a legacy of risk management discipline and investment experience through 30 market cycles, PGIM is prepared for today's challenges. PGIM brings health.
Is that a faucet or drain? What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a
a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest, cleaning up the air we breathe. I didn't know the trees are so amazing. Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
WCBS News Time 3:58. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. What are you seeing out there, Jim Feldman?
Well, we're seeing an accident on the southern state, Linda. It is westbound exit 21 Nassau Road. One lane at least blocked with that. Eastbound delays are now building up as you're getting past the Meadowbrook, as you're getting towards the Wantagh Parkway. We see on Waze a crash on the Sac to Coast. It is northbound by Pioneer Drive. That's the left lane. And those delays are starting to build now on the eastbound side of the LIE from Lakeville Road to Glen Cove Road, then getting past Route 110 in Suffolk County, and also the northern state as you're getting into Glen Cove Road. That is a little slow, too. To the FDR northbound at 53rd Street, an earlier crash finally cleared. Still have delays starting at 23rd, however. In Queens, the delays also continue on the eastbound LIE from the BQE to the fairgrounds where there's a crash, and then some pockets of traffic building up getting to the...
Even tomorrow with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Some of the rain can be heavy, especially tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's high right around 80. Still could be a shower and thunderstorm early tomorrow night. Pretty partly cloudy. Late tomorrow to Ottawa is 68. Mostly sunny on Friday and warm, but with lower humidity. High 84.
86 in Teaneck, 74 in Wisconsin. Here in Manhattan with sunny skies, it's 82 degrees. I'm Linda Lopez.
This is WCBS and WCBS-FM HD2 New York.
A Brooklyn man says he's gone blind in one eye after he was tasered in the face by police. Mayor de Blasio says the state's repeal of a law shielding police records will create transparency. Governor Cuomo pushes for big construction projects to help stimulate New York's economy. George Floyd's brother on Capitol Hill asks Congress to stop the pain. On Wall Street, stocks ending today, VIX Dow is down 236 points. NASDAQ's up 74 to another record close. 82 degrees, some hazy sun on Wednesday, June 10th. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Wallace. CBS News next.
More than just the headlines. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
It's 4 o'clock.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by the Capital One Eno Card.
I'm Matt Piper in New York. A day after a tearful funeral service for George Floyd, emotions ran high today on Capitol Hill, where his brother addressed lawmakers. CBS's Bill Rakoff.
His life mattered. Polonus Floyd, the brother of George Floyd, tearfully told lawmakers on the House Judiciary Committee that his family cries every day. And asks why his brother had to die. He said lawmakers had the chance to do something right.
People of all backgrounds, genders, and races have come together to demand change. Honor them. Honor George.
Floyd told lawmakers it's 2020 and enough is enough. Bill Rakoff, CBS News.
The Minneapolis chief of can be restructured to provide transparency. Chief a trailer-style arena since though on Sabrina Cupid. This is CBS News.
Eno, the Capital One assistant that looks out for details.
Your news, live and local. This is WCBS.
Showers could be heavy. Tomorrow's high near 83.
It just seems to get worse and worse. Every day, I woke up angrier. Why did this happen to me?
He lives at the Kingsborough houses, and on the same night, cops shot and killed a man in an armed standoff. A cop came out to see if that man was his son. His attorney, says,
until police officers are held accountable criminally for what they do, the change that's necessary will not happen.
The cop was criminally charged with harassment, resisting arrest, obstruction, and charged with violating the curfew. Rubenstein is calling for those charges to be dismissed.
While demonstrators all over the world are in the streets protesting police brutality, there was police brutality right in this borough in Brooklyn.
I reached out to the NYPD for a comment and have not yet heard back. Outside the 77th precinct in Brooklyn, Kevin Rincon, WCBS News Radio 880.
Mayor de Blasio is applauding the state legislature's repeal of 50A, the law that kept police disciplinary records private. WCBS's Rich Lamb has that story.
The mayor called the repeal of the decades-old measure historic. That will change everything, because now there will be the ability to have the openness and transparency, the ability to see what's really going on. That I think is how you build faith and trust. He declared, "We have the sunlight we have been waiting for." Now we have the kind of openness that will not only tell us about specific instances of discipline or what's being done when an officer didn't do the right thing. It will start to restore a deeper faith. The mayor noted the fact that this has happened is seismic, adding it will open the doors to tremendous transparency. He said it's also a statement of the declining power of the police unions in Albany. Rich Lamb, WCBS News Radio 880.
With New York City's Phase 1 reopening underway this week, every region in the state is now open. Now, Governor Cuomo wants to take advantage of the lull in traffic by tackling more big construction projects.
Our goal is not just to reopen. Our goal is to stimulate this economy, to take this moment of pause as a moment to pivot and stimulate and regrow better than before.
Cuomo announced the new Terminal B arrivals and departure hall at LaGuardia Airport will open Saturday. It's 50% bigger than the old one. It's part of an $8 billion project to update LaGuardia. New York's largest healthcare system, Northwell Health, admitted only 9 new COVID-19 patients yesterday. Monday, it only had 6 new patients. In all, the number of coronavirus patients in Northwell's 19 hospitals is down 29% from last week. The New York Philharmonic has canceled its fall season because of the coronavirus. That's all concerts through January 5th. The Philharmonic says the decision was made to ensure the health and safety of its audiences, musicians, and employees. The orchestra hopes to resume live performances January 6th of next year. Nassau County's executive is urging the governor to allow youth sports to resume. We'll have that story in 3 minutes. It's 4:07 at WCBS.
T-Mobile and Sprint power your business in more places than ever. Visit T-MobileForBusiness.com to learn more.
I'm Joe Connolly for New York Disinfection Services. To keep employees and customers healthy and safe, New York Disinfection Services has been doing biohazard disinfection and microbial remediation for 10 years. They've already disinfected more than 2 million square feet of COVID-19 spaces and have even done disinfections of medical buildings. New York Disinfection Services will come to your business and give you an honest estimate for a variety of services at a fair price, free of charge. I know founder Doug Baruchin through news stories on COVID-19. New York Disinfection Services is one of the very few area firms to hold a certified environmental infection control designation. And when you talk with Doug and his team, be clear.
Back up because just before exit 25, at least one lane is still blocked with all this ongoing road work. If you want to avoid those long delays, it's probably at least a half an hour to 45 minutes getting through Sussex and Morris counties. You may want to hop on a Route 46, definitely moving much better. Also in New Jersey, some delays to watch out for on northbound Route 21 up to the Garden State Parkway in Clifton. 46 is slow westbound as you're coming off of Route 3 getting into Valley. 87 you're slow, but those delays are from an earlier disabled vehicle in the right lane. Jammed up in Connecticut on I-95 on the northbound side in a couple of spots between Stamford and Darien. You've got an accident there right around exit 10, and then you've got more delays getting up to around exit 15. Looks like there is a second accident there, and southbound delays too getting towards exit 16 in Norwalk. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away on WCBS. To the Weather Center and our chief meteorologist Craig Allen with a chance of some rain tonight, Craig?
Oh yeah, a couple of showers moving in for later tonight, and tomorrow we will have showers and thunderstorms around into the afternoon hours, and it is going to be quite muggy. I'm sure you can feel the difference already. Dew points are now running between 65 and 70. Yesterday they were in the 50s at this time, so the humidity is definitely up. The temperature is between 80 and 85. Inland New Jersey, it's closer to 90. Along the coast, it's in the 70s. As for later tonight, the shower or thunderstorm threat, the best threat is after midnight. Everything's moving very slowly.
And those sports could be applied to youth sports so those teams can start practicing. Cuomo's reopening rules don't mention youth sports. There is talk of recreational activities. Exams in UConn will be online. The plan still has to be submitted to the Yukon Board of Trustees and approved by state officials. Beginning in September, tolls on the New Jersey Turnpike, the Garden State Parkway, and the Atlantic City Expressway.
Stains can ruin any moment.
For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up, like the one standing guard and standing on the front lines.
For baseball, Major League Soccer has announced it will resume July 8th at Disney's Wide World of Sports. When tennis comes back, Roger Federer will not. The 38-year-old 20-time Grand Slam champion has had a second procedure on his knee. He had the first surgery back in February. WCBS News Time 413.
Downtown Brooklyn Nursing and Rehabilitation Center would like to give a heartfelt thank you to their frontline essential healthcare staff for working relentlessly to maintain the safety of their residents during these challenging times. Thank you, Downtown Brooklyn Nursing and Rehab team.
It's Powerball Wednesday. Don't have a ticket yet? Jackpocket will fix that. Download the Jackpocket app to play official New Jersey State Lottery games on your phone. Use code RADIO and get a free Mega Millions ticket. Jackpocket players have won over $100 million without leaving their house. It's easy. Download the Jackpocket app, create an account, use code RADIO, and get your free ticket. Stay home, play, win, Jackpocket. Must be 18 or older to play. Please visit jackpocket.com/TOS for full terms of service. Optimum is committed to keeping you connected, so they're extending their limited time offer of $20 a month for Optimum's Altice Mobile. $20 a month to connect to family, to work, to school, anywhere and everywhere with unlimited data, talk, and text on a nationwide network with 99% coverage. And you can order online from home. Visit AlticeMobile.com and get Optimum's Altice Mobile for just $20 a month now through June 30th. Offer valid until June 30th. Monthly line charge reflects $5 auto pay discount. Must be Optimum customer. Additional terms and restrictions apply. See AlticeMobile.com/legal for details. Are you planning a renovation? Contact RTK for asbestos and lead testing. RTK, trusted and recommended for over 25 years. Visit RTKenvironmental.com.
I bought football tickets for my husband, and now I'm in a football bubble. All I see online are articles and ads about football. I hate feeling manipulated. I downloaded DuckDuckGo, and I saw a difference right away. Get privacy online with DuckDuckGo.
Wednesday afternoon, I'm Michael Wallace. Three things to know at 4:15. A Brooklyn man claims he was tasered in the face by police and left blind in one eye last week. Two, Mayor de Blasio is praising the state's repeal of the law that kept cops' disciplinary records under wraps. He says it will open the door to transparency, and it's a sign of the declining power of police unions. And three, on Capitol Hill, George Floyd's brother asked Congress today not to let George's death be in vain. Alonis Floyd testified before a House hearing on proposed changes to police practices and accountability. Long Island launched Phase 2 of its reopening today. WCBS's Sean Adams met a salon owner who's taking no chances.
Here along Main Street in Port Washington, a bit of a slow return to stores. Salons appear to be getting most of the business. One barbershop put cushy chairs outside for waiting patrons. Even the doggy groomer had a line right out the door. At Maria Salon, owner Gina Askin has taken several precautions against coronavirus.
We are checking their temperature, and then we are using all the disposable products, disposable gloves, towels. And then before we were serving the coffee, tea, right now we are not making, and we don't do unnecessary conversations. They did them COVID-19 test, and then they have to repeat their report.
No magazines, no gossip, and will be bashed. In Port Washington, Sean Adams, WCBS News Radio 80.
Our Sophia Hall checked out the new protocols at a salon.
Stop for appointments.
We are keeping social distancing, 6 feet apart, sterilizing and disinfecting every. That chair is designated just for her.
And if a person is not comfortable having their hair done
And a keratin, all ready for summer.
so
Sophia Hall, WCBS News Radio 880.
WCBS News Time 4:18. Traffic and weather together on the 8, sponsored by Hint Water. Here's Jim Feldman.
And Michael, getting word about 600 people right now gathered at Washington Square Park, and at some point they will start marching up Fifth Avenue to Bryant Park, so expect closures throughout the afternoon from the teens all the way into the 40s. You just may want to avoid driving in the area of Fifth Avenue for the time being. You've got other protests scheduled for today in the Bronx at Parkchester number 6 train station, also a rally near the Brooklyn Supreme Court Courthouse at 5, and also a protest at Fordham Manor Church in the Bronx at 6. Also in the Bronx, westbound Cross Bronx at Rosedale Avenue, that is a crash. The center lane is shut with that back to Manhattan northbound all the way up to at least 96th Street. Also watch for delays on the LIE eastbound side into the fairgrounds. You've got delays building on the Grand Central eastbound into the interchange. In Brooklyn, bumper to bumper on the inbound Gowanus northbound easterly between the Bell Parkway and Captain Plaza southbound. Delays actually starting at the Kosciuszko Bridge all the way onto the outbound Gowanus and heading into Brooklyn. You would do well to avoid the Brooklyn Bridge. It's jammed up. In fact, delays start on the FDR. Manhattan Bridge is not much better. Battery Tunnel and the Williamsburg bridges are two better options. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away in WCBS.
Hint is pure water infused with surprisingly true fruit flavors, including watermelon, blackberry, and cherry. No sugar, no sweeteners, no calories. Available in your local grocery store or at drinkhint.com. Hint, water with a touch of true fruit flavor. Craig Allen's here with his 5-day forecast. You promised higher humidity, and here it is.
It is here. It feels it every bit of it out there. Dew points are now close to 70 degrees. The wind is off the ocean. So it helps with the temperature a little bit along the coast. It's only in the 70s, but from the city on inland, it's 80 or higher. As a matter of fact, it's close to 90 across interior New Jersey, western sections of New Jersey, and very, very slowly. So they don't get here until towards. Some of these could be heavy. Highs up around 80. Thursday night clearing, cooler, less humid, and Friday a mix of sunny clouds, pleasantly warm. Highs near 80. In other words, low humidity on Friday. Stay connected with the Altice 5-day forecast. Saturday, the sun mixes with clouds. 70
in Union Square that could have reopened this week have not yet after the recent looting and violence. Here's WCBS's Marla Diamond.
Most retailers in Union Square are still boarded up. But Amy Goldman of the East Village stopped by Paragon Sports to pick up an odometer for her bike.
I'm very happy that they're open. I didn't know they were. And I can't wait till the stores open up and I can do some normal shopping. But they've been great in here. I just want to go out to eat, so I'm really eager for phase 2.
Jennifer Falk, the executive director of the Union Square Partnership, says some businesses opted to open next week out of respect for recent manager Eddie.
Well, focusing on business survival, Nick is the guest on a special invested in the long.
That's a pretty good salesman. And why do I put a big emphasis on the ability to sell? Because but if you can't sell your concept, your business, you can't sell your way out of a pickle. You
Persistent and tenacious. Tells how she thinks the New York real CBS880.com/
through this together is the promise and prepare you for the opportunity tomorrow is sure to bring. Our bankers and lenders are standing by to help. Visit bnbbank.com to find out how.
BNB Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Spectrum Mobile is now the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation, growing faster than Verizon and AT&T, and even growing faster than T-Mobile. It's easy to see why. Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and is the most reliable mobile service coast to coast. There are no contracts, added taxes, or fees. Switch and you could save up to 40% and see why Spectrum Mobile is the fastest growing mobile provider. Learn more at spectrummobile.com. Based on Q1 2020 subscriber data.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up. Like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines. And the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company helps you customize your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Unlike things you paid for you didn't need, like that much-needed 125-inch flat-screen TV.
A lot.
Or your 100 square foot bedroom.
My neck isn't so much stiff as it's completely stuck.
With Liberty Mutual, get customized home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Uh-oh, I'm seeing color splotches. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Phase 2 reopening on Long Island underway, but some salons and restaurants are taking it slow. We'll explain coming up in 5 minutes. 4:25 at WCBS. Time for Money News at the Sunwave Gas and Power Business Desk. It's Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke.
Michael, NASDAQ 10,000 is now in the books. It's up 66 points at a closing record 10,020. No such luck for the Dow, which fell 282 points to 26,990. The S&P is down 17 points. The NASDAQ is packed with record breakers like Tesla, for the first time worth more than $1,000 a share. Analysts see China as a massive opportunity for Tesla's Model 3. Uber shares fell. It has been in takeover talks with Grubhub, and now a Dutch meal delivery company confirms it is in talks to buy Grubhub in a bid to launch in the U.S. and become a major rival to Uber Eats. With Money News at 25 and 55 on WCBS, I'm Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke.
Thanks, Jerry. Sunwave Gas and Power. Power your universe with the Tri-State's energy supplier, Sunwave.
Since 1994, AmericanEagle.com, a family-owned web developer with over 500 technology professionals, has helped their clients weather many economic uncertainties. AmericanEagle.com knows how to leverage today's technology, delivering solutions for e-learning, remote business communications, e-commerce, and digital health, optimizing every organization's potential. Their world-class data center hosts thousands of web